Well, it might be Friday the 13th, but there is no time to get superstitious because we have got a market to prepare for. So I have to say, I am not fantastic yet at planning out my early markets. We're not in the glut of summer where we've got loads of food, and so I planned to have loads of veggies available for the April and May markets. And has that happened? No. We've had some weird weather. I haven't had my sowing and my planning done correctly. However, what we do have is lots of eggs, a few veggies, and loads of flowers. So today we are going to scour the garden and the hedgerows, and we're going to see what we can make for our local market tomorrow. The egg sac in the polytunnel hatched, and there are loads of little spiders, super cute. Really cute. I'm going to leave all of those well alone in here. They can catch all the bugs that come into the polytunnel. So the polytunnel was supposed to be my saving grace for the spring season. However, we had a vole attack and the voles took out most of my overwintering plants. So we do have a very few lettuces. I mean, they are starting to go, they're starting to try and go to seed. So we're going to cut all of those lettuces. We're going to taste all the leaves, of course, because as they do go to seed, they can become a bit bitter. So we're going to taste all of those, but we'll take those. The other thing we have in the polytunnel is a load of parsley. So we'll take some bunches of parsley. I've never taken herbs before, so I'm not sure how they're going to work. And the other thing I must show you before we leave is, it is May, but look, this is a dahlia flower in May. I am actually probably going to chop it off down to here and just make some more branching, but that's absurd, but also really quite special. The market garden as a whole is starting to come to life though, so I know that in June's market we'll have loads. This is a bed of random stuff. We've got a few broad beans, a few radish, a few spring onions, and then a few beets. Our onion and garlic beds have come on really, really nicely. Here is our second radish bed, and you can see they're starting to pop. They're just not ready. They're not at the stage yet where they are edible. And actually they're probably, because of my poor planning, they're probably going to pop. They won't last another month. They'll probably be ready in 2 weeks. But we're doing 2 more markets this month, so they'll be ready for that. My carrot bed did get a little bit scratched up, you can see here, by the chickens. But the first lot of carrots are coming through. The second lot of carrots are coming through there, so I need to take off the cover and do more down there. This is going to have courgettes and gourds, so I haven't made the holes yet because they are in the polytunnel. We've got a little bit of lettuce, spinach, so I'm going to cut some spinach. It won't make many bags, but just a couple of bags maybe, but there's enough there. These lettuces are a bit too early, but again they're coming on. And then we've got chard and we've got kale that again aren't ready. But in the flower garden we do have anemones. I mean, this one isn't a very good one that we can't. This one we could use. Beautiful. We have some fab ranunculus that I'm excited. Look at that. Look at this one. We have some hesperus. We've got some honesty to work with. Next month we will have some cornflowers because this is already starting to look like it's going to bud. You can see. So these are the first sown cornflowers here. And then we've got another set to go in over there, and we've just sown another set. And then also next month I would think we'll have the first snaps. Obviously at the moment they're tiny, but they should also do well by next month. But for now, we're going to get cutting some of these beautiful flowers. year and every flower, I'm always slightly like, oh my God, did I actually grow this bundle of absolute joy? They're just stunning. And it goes to show, you look at this small little patch of ranunculus and you think, oh, it's tiny. But actually when you come to cut, you can get a reasonable bunch. And I obviously haven't cut everything yet. I've got some shorter stem stuff. So I'm going to make some proper bouquets, but I'm also going to make some little jam jar posies, which means I can use the long stem for the bouquets, the little short stem ones, like these ones here, which are fantastic, but you can see they've got quite a short stem. They will be just beautiful in a little cheaper jam jar posy. The same with a lot of these anemones that are quite short, perfect for little jam jar posies. So here is my bundle of goodies. I've been foraging a little bit, so I've just picked up some cow parsley, some willow and some crabapple leaves as well for foliage. And at this point I think I need to say a couple of things. Firstly, our local market is super small, and so I don't want to pick too much because I might not sell it. I've started off with this local market because it's small and it can ease me into it. Obviously if you go to a big market, which we intend to do towards the end of this month, you would pick a lot more. The second thing is, I don't know what I'm doing, so I tend to pick small amounts and then go back if I need it, because I don't want to pick too much. You know, as you get more experience in building your bouquets, you'll know exactly how many stems you need. But at the moment, I'm just playing. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know how this is going to go together. So it's all an experiment. So that would be my tip as well. If you're like me and you don't know what you're doing, just pick a few of everything, because you can always go back and get more, but once you've picked it, it's going to die if you don't use it. So I've only picked bouquet stuff at the moment. I haven't picked any of these smaller posies, so we're going to make some bouquets first. But before that, we just need to strip off the leaves. So we've got all of our lovely flowers ready. So this is where the fun bit starts, but also the insecurities of, am I doing it right? The other thing that we need to remember is my local market, my local economy, they're not used to buying fresh farm, locally grown flowers. So to try and push these at £10 a bouquet or £15 a bouquet, I'm not going to make sales. So I have to undercut myself a little bit as well. And then I hope in the years to come, as people become more aware and more willing to buy flowers for more money, they will spend more on them. So we'll start with some foliage. So I reckon a couple of pieces of crabapple and maybe a piece of willow. Now I've got them together, actually they look fairly similar, but they're different shades, so we'll see. I may also grab some bay when I go home later, so we'll kind of create a bit of a backdrop. And then let's put some ranunculus in. I don't even remember buying this one. Isn't she a beauty? Love her. Let's get a nice right. coming. The problem I have is, though, of course, these ranunculus stems, I should probably be selling it for about £1 each. So essentially I've already got £3 here. We're going to try and make a £7 bouquet. So maybe another ranunculus. What about this red? Or should that's the other question, to go all the colours or to tone it. So maybe we should go pink and white. Actually, I quite like that because you've got the crabapple and then this is kind of the colour of blossom. Let's put another white in. Right, let's put some anemone in. We've got some nice, we've got a white and pink. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7 maybe. Looks pretty nice. And then we just need to finish it off, I think, with a couple of maybe some Hesperus. Or does that ruin it? Does that ruin it? And let's put some cow parsley in. I think that's quite nice. But this is where I start guessing myself. No, that's nice. That's pretty. Okay, we're going to go with this one. So, I have made up 5 bouquets. Oh, I'm in the shadows. 5 bouquets. For the £7. This is I prefer vibrant colours, so we've got all the colours in here: purples, blues, pinks, oranges, reds. Lovely. I've made up a few of these more pastel-y ones. I must say I'm not very good at wrapping them, and I will, once they're under the display tomorrow, I will kind of open them out a bit, because I always find that wrapping kind of crunches the flowers in. I haven't got that expertise and that skill set yet to make them look good in wrapping, but hopefully once they're on the stand they'll look better. I've also made a load of little pick-me-up bouquets, and I'm just selling them in these little vintage vases that I found on the farm, and they're just a collection of little spring flowers, and they're £4. So they're just a kind of a cheap, somebody's passing, they just want a little thing of flowers, and they get the vase with it, because, as I say, we dug these up on the farm. They were just under a mound of earth. So that's the flowers for tomorrow. So all being well, we will sell them all. If not, we'll put them down on the farm gate. The farm gate is still proving a bit difficult in terms of theft, so as the season progresses and we get more expensive flowers, I'm not so keen on putting them down there. When you've got a bunch of daffodils that are £1.50, or the little cornflower posies that we do for £2, if somebody steals one or two, yeah, there you go. If you're starting to put like £7, £10 bouquets and things down there as the season progresses, if somebody steals two, that's 20 quid gone. So for now, we're just going to go with that, and the wind is blowing everything over, but I think they're quite pretty. But as I say, no clue what I'm doing. So for our tiny little local market, it went quite well. I completely sold out of eggs, completely sold out of veg. I mean, I didn't have a huge amount, and we sold about half the flowers, which is brilliant. However, it certainly is one of those things around here that I'm easing people into the idea of buying fresh, locally grown flowers from me rather from the market. So it's still pretty slow. So when I say we sold half the flowers, I sold 3 bouquets and a posy. The rest I have put down on our market stand by our farm, which I'll show you now. So this is our farm gate stall, and I've just popped the rest of the flowers down here. We are going to need something cooler for the summer, because you can see they've only been down here 2 hours and they're already starting to wilt a little bit. So we're going to have to try and find a way around that. I don't tend to put masses of flowers on the farm gate because they get stolen, and maybe they're going to get too, I mean, they're in water, but maybe they're going to get too hot as well. So obviously on that, we're not going to make a living, but it's good to get out to these local markets because you can start to make a network, start to find repeat customers. And I'm actually going to do a video about starting up in a new area, because lots of people, especially those that we see on YouTube, have been doing it for a while and have got those big markets to go to. And it's not always possible to find a big market, because there might be ones, but somebody's already beat you to it. They've already got a flower stand or a fruit and veg stand. So I will do a video on that, but for now I'm going to go and enjoy this beautiful weather and do a little bit or a lot of watering.